Hello everyone and welcome to Bevins Builds, and today we're going to be talking about the 2021 Ford Bronco and whether or not it's a good idea to take this thing cross country. I have only had my Bronco for a total of about 6 weeks, and let me tell you, I've been really enjoying it, but we recently took it on a trip all the way to Houston, Texas, starting in Michigan. This was a 2,530-mile round trip. After driving that many miles, I can tell you this particular vehicle is horrible on gas. We spent $431.56 on gas to get there and back. So we averaged around 17 miles per gallon. But if you're buying a Ford Bronco, you're not worried about gas mileage, you're worried about off-road performance. So that's not a concern for most people. I just want you to be aware. I have the Black Diamond Edition, and I have a soft top. So I do want to point out that you will hear a bit of road noise as you're driving along the road. But it's a soft top, and if you've ever owned any car, convertible or otherwise, you should already know to expect some road noise because of the wind and stuff around the top. To me, it was not bad enough to even worry about though, or cause any type of issues. The seats are extremely comfortable and highly adjustable. You can use the handle on the side to lift the seat up and down. You have a round knob to adjust the lumbar support on the front of the seat. And then you also have a third handle which allows you to adjust the pitch or angle of the backrest. This made adjusting the seats extremely comfortable, made a very long drive very tolerable. If you have a higher trim package though, you're going to have all these options, but they will be powered. But I wanted to make sure everybody understood that even without the power assembly system for the seats, that the seats are still highly adjustable. Most of the drive, believe it or not, because when we left here, the temperatures were right around 26 degrees, if I remember correctly. And when we arrived to Texas, they were about 48 degrees. But that entire trip, we kept the temperature settings pretty low. And with that adjustment, it kept the entire interior of the vehicle warm at all times, so much so that we would even roll down the windows every now and then to try and cool off. From driving it for such a long distance, I can tell you a few bad things about the vehicle as well. Number one, the rear door is extremely close to your rear flares, and we drove through a bunch, and I mean a bunch, of freezing rainstorms. It was basically freezing rain for about 6 hours out of our drive, and because of that, I know that's an extreme condition, but the rear doors froze shut on the Bronco to the point that we could not open them. Fortunately, because we were driving slowly to warmer climates, as we were getting there, everything started to thaw and we were able to open the doors, and you could even hear the loud crash and bang of ice on the road as we were driving along because we knew it was falling off. This Bronco was able to hold a ton of boxes and everything because the initial reason for our travel across the United States was I was delivering a commission job that I did for a company called Access Communications. And I was able to load this entire display inside of that Bronco and still had room for myself, my wife, and my daughter as a passenger. So needless to say, the capacity for storage in the four-door Bronco is amazing. We found the little netting bags that are built into the doors and also on the backs of the seats to be very handy for holding snacks and drinks and things of that nature while we were driving along. Now, during this drive, I did encounter a few problems, and it's going to be going to the dealership because of these problems. But I'm going to be making another video about that really soon. But just to touch on it, I do have a few electrical issues already with my Ford Bronco at 3,400 miles only registering on the odometer. Just to touch on those, the problems that I've encountered because of this travel. Number one, a wiper motor problem. Number two, a brake light indicator problem. Number three, a dash light indicator problem. But I will be making a future video about that and going to more depths and detail of what that issue was. The last thing I can say, and again, it's because it was a very long drive, I did encounter a problem with my windshield. That is not the fault of Ford at all. It was a semi-truck in front of me, lost a rock, and it took a big chunk of glass out of my windshield. If you like this video and want to learn more about the new 2021 Ford Bronco, don't forget to check out this playlist here to see more videos.